I am that mean old man. And I want my grandchildren to say, can I get your slippers for you, grandfather? I want them to call grandfather. Can I get your pipe for you? Didn't work out that way. I think they turned out to be children of the corn. Oh yeah. And I also have a no-no friend. I grew up, I'm a product of the 60s, 70s. I have a no-no friend. No. You promise I'll be safe? Okay. And I too ended up praying to Jesus that night. You know, I had a no-no friend. I did. And Dustin, I spent a night in that jail. In Mexico, you don't want to go there. You don't want to go there. I've been there. It's not. My story isn't about me. My story is about someone else. I'm from a very large family. There's 12 in my family. My mother had 15 pregnancies. 12 of us made it. I'm the fourth. Now, when you come from a family of this size, it's really two families. And we call that, we're the first family, and then the second family. So there really is two families. Because by the time that we're up and gone, my mother's still having children, babies. My older brother Reed, I'm the fourth. Okay, so my older brother Reed, when he finished his studies in the 8th grade, I'm probably in the 5th grade or the 4th grade there. This is a blast from the past. My mother and father give him up to the church. They literally give Reed to the church. And I remember this day that he comes into the kitchen with this pillowcase. And he can't have much in this pillowcase. Maybe a pair of blue jeans, you know, with the knees torn out. He couldn't have had shoes in there because we needed the shoes later on. So I'm not real sure what he had in that pillowcase, but that's what he had. And he gets in the station wagon and Dad takes him. And they give him to the church. This is an odd thing, folks. This is a blast from the past, but this really did happen. And so as I go through my young years, Reed it exists. He's alive. He's there, but he's not here. And he's just not there, but he's our brother, but he's not there. Now, we could go visit Reed once a year. They allowed us to go and make the trip. Now, Mother was always pregnant or just got over having one or getting ready to have one. And so rarely did Mother go. But because I was first family, David and Jimmy and Robert, I'm Robert, and sometimes Paul, he's second family. Sometimes we let him go. We would go, and I remember these times that we would go and visit Reed. And he was in this place, and he had all of these friends that we didn't know. Now, how in the world can you have a friend that we don't know? I know all of David's friends, all of Jimmy's friends, and all of Paul's friends, and Michael's friends, and Alan's friends. And I know all the friends. How could you have friends that we don't know? And I remember throwing a football in the field with Reed, and I didn't know this guy at all. And he's my brother. This was odd. My little sister Molly tells us later. She said, Robert, I was 24 years old before I met Reed. I'm going to say that again. She was 24 years old before she met her older brother. This is an amazing. This is what kind of mentality is this? Well, they grow up hearing of St. Reed, because that's the way we talked about him, Father Reed. We'd go to church on Sunday, and the women would say to Mother, how's that young boy of yours? She'd say, Bishop said he's going to make a good priest someday. And so we had this thing. This is St. Reed, you know. And Molly and Ann and Philip never met the guy. He goes all the way through until he's a senior in college. So he's, 22, 23 years old. When he decides he can't make it. This is not for him. And he has to leave the church. Here you go, ladies and gentlemen. How much struggle did he have to go through to make this decision? And then he says, okay, where am I going to go? I can't go home because I don't even know those people. And the house is full, and I don't even know those people, so I can't go there. And I don't have church. I don't have these people, so truly, the man stepped out on his own. Oh, and he didn't know. Now, the church is going to help him, get him settled in an apartment, and he'll finish his studies at Bellarmine. How alone was this guy that he's going to get a job after college and go to work for the federal government, the Treasury Department, IRS. So he'll go to the Carolinas, and then they transfer him to Kansas and to Paducah, Kentucky. All the while, Philip, Molly, Ann, Michael, Paul, all growing up and getting married and moving on. And he's a member, but he's not a member. It's the strangest thing as a historian to look back and to see this. When Mother died, we all get together there in the backyard of Mother's house. And it was come to Jesus time. It was a come to Jesus time. It was like we all realized this whole thing is out of the Middle Ages. We got to do something here. So we committed to ourselves as a family to meet once a year, not to commemorate Mother's passing. Now, you know what? Hell no. This was to commemorate who we were. It truly was to commemorate who we were. And so we do that. Now, I bring this up now because we just had a family wedding. And of course, Reed came. Now, by now, the family has grown exponentially. There are nieces and nephews and grandnieces and nephews that who do you belong to again? Who are you that we don't even know? Well, the word was out. Reed's going to bring a little something to the wedding. Molly called me. I heard Reed's going to bring a little something to the wedding. My brother David, I heard Reed's going to bring a little something. Nobody knows. Is Reed really going to bring a little something to the wedding? Seriously? On Friday, before the wedding was on Saturday, on Friday, we all get together at my house. Reed didn't show up. Oh, yeah, all right. Well, the rumors are really cranking in the family now. Is he going to bring a little something? Well, guess what? On Saturday at the wedding, he's sitting there with a little something. I tell you, it's amazing. The smiles, my brothers, was just like, wow. He's like come around. He's like joined us. And he had a beautiful woman. And it was such a joy, such a celebration, not only of the new wedding and the new bride, but Reed's a little something. And he just came with us. Through all of these years as a family, and it's so funny how it becomes a family. The older that we get, the closer we become. We're not moving away. So, young guys, just wait, man. It's going to be so cool when you're going to like your parents again. You will. I'm telling you, you will. Thank you for hearing my story.